What's up guys, Tom Matthew here for followphilandtom.com, and today I've got 3 tips for you to fast track your entrepreneurship development. Okay, so tip number 1 for your entrepreneurship development is focus. If you're an entrepreneur and you're not focused, you're stuffed. You're going to go nowhere. You're going to go nowhere fast. You're going to spend a lot of money and a lot of time, and you're not going to move anywhere. Now, as an example, if you're an entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur, such as me and Phil and my mum, because we're all working together, is you have to focus on one thing when you're online. When you're starting out, I'm talking about when you're starting out and you don't know anything, what can happen is you can spend money, you can have shiny object syndrome, you can buy course after course after course, you can buy traffic after traffic after traffic, and you can spend a lot of money and not go anywhere. But what happened is when we started focusing on one thing, we started to see results. We're seeing a couple of leads trickle through. We're getting a few sales here and there. And it's because we're focusing on one thing. Now there is 3 of us, so we're not all focusing on one thing. I'm focusing on one thing. I'm the video guy, Mum's the blog person, and Dad's the email guy, and he's building products. So he's not really focusing on one thing, but we're getting there. So that's tip number 1 for your entrepreneurial development. Focus on one thing. Tip number 2 is persistence. As an entrepreneur, you have to have persistence. As an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, there's a chance that you've got dreams of grandeur, and you want to have freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, so you can do what you want when you want. But if you're not persistent, you're not going to get anywhere. Now, I'm not going to pretend I'm the most persistent person in the world. I'm not like Steve Jobs or Rocky Balboa or something like that. But we are persistent. We've been in the industry for a number of years, and we're still going. We've spent a lot of money, and we've only made 10 grand back. Now, I'm 23, and I'm in a unique position where my parents, we've partnered up, and they're really backing me, and we're backing each other in. And I've only put in like 10 grand, and we've only got 10 grand back, and they're putting a lot more. So I'm in a unique position where they're supporting me. I still live at home. I'm 23 and I still live at home, and I'd like to move out at one point. But if I don't have persistence, I'm going to go nowhere. I'm not going to follow my dreams. I'm going to get a job. And I'm going to be working on a job that I hate, and I don't want a job. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want that time freedom. So you have to develop that persistence. An example for today is Wednesday. The day that this video comes out is Wednesday. I have to put a video out. I am committed to that, and I'm persistent at that. And one of the things with these videos, I'm the video guy, like I said, is I want to have a sexy white background. It's just really fancy video stuff, sexy white background, so it looks really professional and really good. And I haven't been able to get it going. And today I had these fancy lights came, our sexy new lights that I'm using right now, came for the background, and I thought, this is it. I've got the background, I've done it, it's awesome. And it hasn't turned out that way. I've still got some work to do there. And when I was doing it, I started to get down on myself, and I'm like, oh my God, it's not working, I can't do it, I'm just never gonna get this done. And I stopped myself. I just started, what am I saying? This is not the right thinking. As an entrepreneur, it's just not the right thinking. You have to be positive. If you want to be persistent, you got to be positive. That's what I've just figured out today. And I started thinking, you know what? I am going to get this white background down. I am going to get it right. I'll get the lights right. I'll get the camera angle right. I'll get the background right, which is over here, which you can't see. And I'm going to get that right. But that'll come. It'll come. I'm going to persist with that. I'm going to get it. But today I just have to get the video out, and tomorrow I'll keep working on that problem. So there's a little example of persistence. You have to be persistent as an entrepreneur. Now, tip number 3 actually helps with the focus and the persistence. Tip number 3 for your entrepreneurship development is feed your mind. This is so huge. If you're an entrepreneur and you're listening to the news and reading the paper and listening to your friends who aren't entrepreneurs and they're not dreamers, then you got to stop that. You have to start listening to dreamers. You have to start, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, start listening and reading and learning from successful entrepreneurs. For example, where are the books? For example, you got to read books like this, Louise Hay, How to Heal Your Life. It's about your thinking. There's another one, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. They're successful entrepreneurs. They're happy, they're healthy, they're financially free, and I want to be like them. So I'm reading books like them. And also, I've got my iPod. Check it out. The iPod and iTunes is one of the greatest things you can get today. Or use your phone. Everybody has a smartphone these days. You go on iTunes, you type in like Bob Proctor, Louise Hay, these successful entrepreneurs, they're authors, and they have their audio books on there. And you can, for example, I listen to my iPod. It doesn't have any music on there anymore. It's only got audio books and presentations from these successful entrepreneurs. When I go to the gym, I listen to them. When I go for a walk, I listen to them. And I'm just feeding my mind with this stuff. And it's like what Zig Ziglar said, who is a successful entrepreneur. He said, what did he say? Come on. What's the quote? Get the quote time. What's the quote? He said, associating with winners about winning will make a difference. And it's true. Who you hang around with, you become. Have you ever noticed you're hanging out with your friends, or you start watching a TV show or something like that, and you start talking like them? Some of the lingo that they use, you start using. Well, that's the same here. You got to start talking and thinking like successful entrepreneurs. And of course, successful entrepreneurs, they're focused and they're persistent, and that rubs off on you. So that's one of the good things. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm actually really good at that. I feed my mind a lot. So feed your mind, become huge at it. Now again, I'm only 23 and I'm living at home, and I'm working from home all the time, so you guys might be married and have kids and have a job and stuff. So I do an hour of power, but if you don't have an hour, just start with 5 minutes. Read a book for 5 minutes in the morning. Get up and get on YouTube and type in personal development, or Bob Proctor, or Louise Hay, or Tony Robbins, or Zig Ziglar, or one of these people, and just listen for 5 minutes. If you can get them on your iPod, you're sitting pretty, and you can just listen to it on the way to work in your car, and that's entrepreneurship development right there. That's how you fast track it. It's sensational. I love it. So there are 3 key tips to fast track your entrepreneurship development. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, leave a comment below if you have any questions, or you have any other tips for other people who are watching this video to fast track your entrepreneurship development. Leave it in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like video if you got something out of it. I really appreciate that. And subscribe for more videos. Me and Phil come out with a video every single Wednesday, and they're top notch. So enjoy your day. Have a good one.